students, welcome to the class. Yes, in today's class we need to learn two concepts. Those are the resolution of the conflicts and equality and justice. Right, let us go to the topics. The first one is conflicts. What are the conflicts? Yes, generally we know that the conflict means the clashes between two persons or the two groups. So, the opinion differences between the two parties is called conflict. Then, who will resolve these conflicts? So, there are limitations to resolution for the conflicts. Maybe if it is classroom means the teacher will resolve the conflict. Maybe at your house means your father may resolve the conflict or your mother. And if it is in the society means, yes, the government has to resolve the conflicts. Why the conflicts arise in India? Yes, India is a very big country where many religions, cultures, regions and economic backgrounds lies. So obviously where there are number of people lives together, there are chances to birth the conflicts. Yes, and this is the responsibility of the Indian government to resolve the conflicts. Especially the police has much responsibility to resolution of these conflicts. Yes, and we know that because of the economical distinctions in our country, all the people are not enjoying the same economic background, and many people are discriminated on the hands of others, and they are treating very low than the others. So in the previous lessons in the civics, the chapter 1 and 2, we have discussed that the discrimination in the society on the basis of religion, gender, race and economic background. So because on the basis of all these grounds, the people are discriminated in our country. When the people discriminate on the grounds of these concepts, the conflict arises among the groups. Yes, because this is the responsibility of the government. The police has to take the step to resolve these conflicts. Anyways, we have the law and order in our country which was prescribed in the Constitution of India. Yes, our Constitution of India laid down rules and regulations and the laws for everybody in the country. Those are the equal to the government and the public. Yes, anyways, we will come to know the importance of the Indian Constitution in further classes. Right. And here we have some of the examples where the conflicts generally arises in India. One of such example is the processions or the celebrations of festivals in India. So when the processions of the particular religious was going on, there is a lot of crowd has to gather and we need to take the protection of the police. Yes, and each religion in our country tied with the beliefs and the faiths of that particular community people. So each religion is important and equal in the eyes of the law in India. That's why whichever the religion that is, if the procession or the celebration is going on in the public means the government has to protect the group. Yes, otherwise some other group may throw the stones and may disturb the procession or the celebration. It may leads to the tension and it may leads to the big damage to the harmonious working condition of the society. And this is the responsibility of the government, especially the police department, which can look after the peace in society. That's why the police department must be present when the processions going on. In many movies, in the live situations also, we may observe that polices were giving protection to the procession. This is one type of the conflict resolution by the state government, that to police department. Yes, there are another type of conflicts also there in our India. For example, the rivers may cause the conflict in India. Then how can a river cause a conflict? Yes, Indian rivers are very long and big rivers and they begin in one state, they flow in one state and they end in one state. One of the famous heated conflict on the river of Kaveri between the two states, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, occurred from last 30 years. Yes, from 30 years onwards, these two states were including in the conflict for the water which comes from the Kaveri river. Yes, the Karnataka government and the Tamil Nadu government built two dams on the same river. So, sharing the water for these two dams from the same river rises the way to the conflict. Yes, Karnataka government built the dam of Krishnarajasagar at the upstream of Kaveri river, and the Tamil Nadu government built Metturu dam on the downstream of the Kaveri river. So, when the downstream dam, that is Metturu Tamil Nadu dam, got filled up, when the upstream dam, Karnataka government releases the water from the dam, then the Metturu dam got filled, right? Yes. So, in this conflict, both the dams are not getting the sufficient water for their needs. And both the dams are meant for irrigation and to meet the demands of the main cities in those two states. Right. Then, because of this conflict, both the dams are not filling, both the dams are not able to get sufficient water. Then now this is the problem and the conflict arises between the two states. Then who will resolve this conflict? Which government will resolve these type of conflicts? Yes, there is central government who can resolve the conflicts which arises between the states. Yes, in this situation also, the central government has to interfere and it has to give a beneficial judgment to the both parties. Right. So, these are the different types of conflicts that arises in the democratic country and the resolution methods by the governments. If in a particular state means state government, if it is between the states means central government. So, conflict resolution is one of the key element for a democratic governments. Yes, the next concept in this lesson is equality and justice. So, we learnt lot about the equality and justice in the previous lessons of the civics. So, in understanding diversity also, we learnt about Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and his life history and his problems. So, he faced problems a lot because of his religion or because of his race in his religion. So, that was untouchability. Can you tell how the untouchables treated in the before independence India? Yes, untouchables treated very badly before independent India, and they are not allowed into the schools, hospitals or in temples. So all the people avoid the untouchables and no one interested to talk with them. So that was the position of the untouchables. One of the famous person who humiliated because of the untouchability is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who is the father of our Indian Constitution. Yes, and he and the people who are treated like him gathered and struggled a lot to eradicate untouchability from the Indian society. Yes, they did it. After the independence of India, in Indian Constitution, it was the law that who were practiced the untouchability, they were punishable. Yes, like that we eradicated the untouchability in our country. And not only untouchability, there were many other segments where the people felt discriminated, where the people subjected to the injustice. And the government also recognized the importance of eradication of the untouchability, and it has given the reservation for the SC and ST caste people in the Constitution of India. So, in the parliament, in the government jobs, so anywhere the people who came from the SC, ST caste have the reservations. Why? Because they has to uplift in the society. In the same way, the boys and the girls are also differentiated in the society. And our society is giving much importance to the boys than the girls. So, to eradicate this sense of the public, the government is giving many benefits to the girls or women to make the girl child confident and to come out of the injustice which happened in the society. That is the government which always give its hand to the people who are in the trouble. Yes, that is the responsibility of the democratic government to save the people from the injustice happened in the society. By giving concessions and reductions, benefits to the SC/ST people and the women and the girl child, they can able to make them participate more in the government issues. These are the key elements of good working condition of a democratic country. So what are the things we have discussed in this lesson? So yesterday we have discussed about the participation of the people. Today we have discussed about the conflict resolution and equality and justice. So the government has to look everybody with the same point of view, and it should not discriminate others, and it should not be favor to some groups. So democratic country means it has to be favor to the people, all the people, not only for some group. If you take any one of the key element and if you check how your government is working, then we can come to know that how much flawlessly that government working in our country. Even though India had the constitution, even though we had strong law and order, some mistakes are happening here and there in India. So let us hope a flawless Indian government in the future. Thank you.